Hey, everybody, Alex Super back with Sorare First Pitch. Welcome. A nice midweek early lock here on Monday. Just want to talk about the weekend and some mistakes I made, um, and how you can avoid those mistakes in the future, how I can avoid those mistakes in the future. We're going to go through a little bit of lineup building. Um, this might be a little bit more of a beginner's tutorial of sorts, but I'm taking it back to the fundamentals because I goofed up this weekend and I paid for it. So we're going to see a little bit more about how I should have done my lineups and what I should have looked for and what I should have known. So before we do that, don't forget about this week's giveaway. G-Man Choi limited card. You can still lock down your chance by going to the last video, our VORP video that went up on Friday. You may have missed it going into the weekend. You can find out how to enter the giveaway. All you got to do, actually, I'll just tell you, go back to that video. Hopefully you watch it. There was a lot of good information in there. I was very proud of what I was able to put together and kind of some of the ideas that I put forth. It was helpful for me to finally put that on paper and present it and kind of relearn it myself and see exactly what went on with VORP and how we can consider players' values that way. So to enter into that giveaway, you want to go back to that video, the War on VORP video, and you want to comment "Thanks, Xenophanes" in the comments there. That's how you get in on the action. Um, with the exception of Xenophanes himself, who did comment and said "Thanks me," you have to say "Thanks, Xenophanes." If you say "Thanks" and don't at least attempt to spell Xenophanes, you will not be eligible. If you are picked and the comment shows that you did not even make an attempt at Xenophanes, you will not get the card. That's more for my enjoyment than anything else. So, all right, let's see. We do have some rewards to give away or to open and probably give away in the future. I just got crossed up because I checked my notes. We have a big giveaway coming up. Maybe not this Friday, but perhaps next. It's an all-star. It is an all-star card with playoff utility. And to do that, you're going to have to follow our new YouTube channel. So keep an eye out for that. That is coming. And you're going to have to prove it. So it's a good card. It's a really good card. One a top 15 scorer, I think, this season. So we'll take a look at that. So let's look at some of these rewards. We'll do a sell, hold situation. All right. Here they are. Open our tier 4 common, middle of the road per usual. Espinal, Whit Merrifield. Okay. Yet another bad guess by me. Tier 4, huh? That's rough. I think someone just got him as a tier 3. Let's open the tier 4 rare. Jonathan Daza. All right, let's head down into our projections rest of season. I can't imagine they're good. Daza, 65 points. 0.007 rare. I think that's going to end up being that'll probably be a giveaway. So that's fine. Tier 3. Okay. Montero, perhaps. Hey, I got one right. Good. That's good postseason utility. I don't mind that at all. Montero, 0.002. Yeah, that's not going to get me much. So, all right, we're holding. We're holding on all of them and probably giving away at least the Daza, probably the Montero as well if we ever get to it. So, all right. So here are my teams that won these rewards. This limited all-star team is the one that got that Montero. Nothing really an issue here. Alvarez goes off. You kind of had to have him to be in the mix. But that's where everything else gets dicey. So if you see Unlimited Pro here, Seiya Suzuki with a DNP, Max Kepler with a DNP. Rare All-Star here on the side. Michael Kopech, DNP. There's Kepler again, DNP. Obviously, if you look at the makeup of this lineup, Kopech was my second highest projected starter this week, besides DeGrom. and then Strider. If Strider's in a lineup, you know that's the one that you care about the most. Rare Pro was just kind of whatever. Frankie Montas did pitch. That 0 was just a matter of him getting rocked. Yeah. 3 1/3, 2 strikeouts, gave up a bunch of runs, gave up a bunch of walks, and he is going for an MRI. So then over here, Kepler again, and Alejandro Kirk with the DNP. So the DNPs really got me this week. Suzuki went on the paternity list after Locke. And I don't know that I could have helped that one. I don't think reporters are out here, my guy Jordan Bastion. I don't know if he knew early that Suzuki was about to go on the paternity list. I could ask him and see, but I don't think they did. So I was going with the Cubs stack here. Suzuki was projected very high. That was just kind of a bummer. Michael Kopech, I don't believe he had any issue. So let's do the first thing that we want to do here. We're going to go to RotoWire. I'm going to look for Kopech. This was after Locke that he went on the IL. So let's see if I could have figured this out early. Placed on the 15-day shoulder inflammation, yet to be ruled out for the season. Great. Shoulder response plays catch next week. Yada yada yada. Okay, more news. So this is our first resource, is RotoWire. If you have a subscription, it's a fantastic place to go. It's got all your news all in one spot. Bounces back. See, the last thing we heard from him was he bounced back for a nice win. Knee injury, that wasn't related. Projected in a favorable road start against Detroit. So he was fine. We didn't see this coming. So I don't need to beat myself up on Kopech. However, Max Kepler, 3 lineups, very highly projected. I went out and made a trade for his super rare. Was very excited about him for this week. And he went on the IL. So should I have known? I already know the answer is yes. I should have looked into this because he was already missing games. Wasn't in the lineup because of a leg, wasn't in the lineup because of a leg. That's Wednesday, Thursday. That's 2 games going into a game week where he was hurt. Tuesday, out. Left wheel. So I should have known. And also the funny thing is he went on the IL with a wrist injury of all things. Right wrist sprain. Last 4 games due to a leg contusion. Apparently, he's also dealing with a wrist injury. But so this is on me. This is completely, look at this. So, this was this weekend, but that was this weekend, right? So yeah, he missed these 3 games and I still played him in 3 lineups. All I had to do was a little research. That's all I had to do. The other thing that you want to check, here's your lineup tracker. I've pointed to it a bunch of times. And if I would have just clicked on Minnesota before I submitted my lineup, I would have seen all of these dudes on the IL, but injured before he was even on the IL. That's on me. I did not do my due diligence. So make sure you're doing this when you're building lineups, and we'll try and do it here in a second. So the other one was Alejandro Kirk. Guess what? As we say on the football side, it was known. Because again, 14th DMP, 15th DMP, 16th. That was this weekend. But so he had 2 games going in. All I had to do, he is expected back Tuesday. Fantastic. Good to know. He's not projected well. Still out, sitting again, not yet running, remains on bench. Slowed by sore hip, not in the lineup on Thursday. Takes a seat again on Thursday. Riding pine on Wednesday. Apparently he had 3. Okay, that was a week before. So there were 2 days of him being down that I should have known. But instead, I just looked at my projections and I went with it. That's on me. Again, over here, go to Toronto. Injured. So he's on the bench here. So he wasn't even injured, but I should have at least seen this before I made my lineup. And I didn't. So I paid for it. If they put up a couple of 20s here, I don't think that's doing anything for me in super rare. I got to get a 35th. So unless 140 is 35th, yeah. So like it wasn't going to make a difference for me there. That said, again, we're just going to say, let's say Kopech puts up a 30 against the Tigers, which would be pretty good. Kepler, again, with that 20, 50 points. Let's see. 101 to 225 is tier 4. So would I have gotten in the top 100, if I would have just replaced them with some other folks? I mean, normally I would say don't do anything like this, but it's applicable here because I made the mistake. Like it's not like, oh, if I would have known that Shane Bieber was going to put up a 39, I would have played him over DeGrom. Like, no. DeGrom had 13 strikeouts through 5, I think. So yeah, let's add 50 points. 236.45. Yeah. So I would have wound up in tier 3 territory instead of tier 4. Oops. This one I didn't know about. Yeah, this lineup wasn't doing much. Wisdom and Hap were bad, and then whatever. So not a huge deal. Like the fact that I still got rewards is pretty great, honestly, for having 2 DNPs and finishing in rewards here. That's fantastic. But what if? So moving on, here are my lineups. Block is in an hour. You're not going to see this in an hour, so I don't mind showing them to you. Here are my lineups for this week. I am prioritizing Super Rare All-Star this weekend. The Giants have 4 games in Colorado, so I'm going to try and ride the top of their lineup to that. Max Muncy with 5 games, Urshela with 4. Morton's got a nice matchup here. So let's take a look. Let's go over to the lineup checker. Let's look at the Giants because they're my most important team here. Wade is injured. All right, Yastrzemski on the bench twice against lefties. So he's playing against lefties here, takes a seat against two. I think there's one lefty. This is where you check who they're going to face. Go back to probable pitchers. Colorado, righty, lefty, righty, righty. Okay, great. So I should expect 3 starts from Yastrzemski. That's fine. What I want to do here is make sure that my projections on the daily probably say he's not going to go Tuesday, or at least has him down for one of them. Because if my projections aren't lining up, then that's not fantastic. Yastrzemski, big time on Monday. So Tuesday, he should have 0 or like 2. 2.76. So, okay, good. What about Wednesday? 9.29. Okay, so the projections are lining up. That's good. He should be pinged against lefties, and just based on the lineup, like that's what we should have. All right. So Longoria's played 2 straight, sitting against a couple of righties. He was hurt, so who knows? Who knows if Longoria is going to start? Let's go to today's projected lineups. I don't think I'm going to pull him. So yeah, he is projected to hit 5th. He was working his way back, but let's check his player page. The lineup for Friday's game against the Doyers. I don't know if that was kosher, sorry. I just hear people say it, and I just said it, and I don't know now that it comes out of my mouth. Might be a little racist. So apologies if it was. Third base, top of the chart. All right, we feel pretty confident there. Nothing. It's not Wednesday's lineup. Takes a seat. Get a night off. Head of the bench for the 3rd time in his last 5 matchups. Not great. Not great. Okay. Back to the lineup. So we got 2 of them. Oh, we got Wilmer Flores, who I don't think's. Yeah, Wilmer, get out of the way. Yeah, Wilmer plays a lot. Again, we'll go back. Wilmer Flores, DH. Set a new career high in homers. That's helpful. Okay, got a contract extension. Okay, so he's had a rough go lately. That is what it is. Not really worried about it though, because he's projected highly. And my other Dodgers, Brandon Crawford, he's over here. Let's double check to see if Morton is still projected to start Tuesday against the lowly Nationals. Fantastic. All right. And then Devin Williams, I don't really have a choice here because I need a super rare pitcher, but for the sake of it, let's go over to the closer depth chart. We're going to go to Milwaukee. All right, so he threw 25 pitches in 2 days, but got a day off. So maybe he gets another day off, even if he has a save situation. If so, whatever, we'll chalk that up. But I believe he's got 4 games this week. Yeah, Mets, Reds. So maybe a hold situation or maybe a win situation and it's a high game late, but the Mets, yikes. So that could go awry. Doesn't really matter. I don't have a choice. I got to play a pitcher there, and that's where we're going. Let's check Muncy really quick. We don't have to do this with every lineup. I just want to kind of show you, what's the haps. Muncy, first thing. All right, he's projected in. We're gonna go to his player page. Homers reaches base 4 times. That's what we like to hear. 2-game absence. So that was last weekend. He had a knee issue. Minor left knee, received an injection. It's possible they limit him to a DH role game, avoid a flare up down the stretch that might sideline him for a longer period of time. All right, so maybe a bit of an issue. Again, that was a week ago. Let's take a look at the Dodgers lineups recently. How often has he gotten the day off? He hasn't. So the Dodgers already clinched. They clinched the West. So I would expect to see, yeah, so this was the hangover lineup here. You get Turner, all those guys get day off. Smith's the catcher, Gallo probably going to rotate. Lux is back. So these guys are rotating out. Muncy is not. So I feel comfortable with it. Maybe he gets a day off. One of these days. They got 4. They got 5. Yeah, so yeah, they have a doubleheader. Maybe he sits one of these games, keep him off that knee. I don't think he's be playing the field. So, okay. So just do your due diligence. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. That's what I did last weekend, and it wasn't great. Could have been better. Not much better. I mean, it's not like I risked a podium or anything like that. So I just wanted to run through that, just do a quick midweek. I know the VORP video is pretty long, so I'm gonna keep this one short. I would say go back and watch that one if you have time. I mean, it's Monday. Tomorrow it'll be Tuesday if you haven't heard. These are the days to catch up on long content. Just let it play in the background. It's very visual. You might need to pause it and go back and look at a couple things. That's fine, but I highly recommend it. So I'm going to say go over there, say thanks Xenophanes in the comments, try to win that G-Man Choi card, and do your due diligence. I hope you did it for this game week, but definitely going into the weekend when every team's got 3 games, make sure you maximize your lineup. Catcher's always going to sit on Saturday or Sunday, pretty much every single time. JT Realmuto probably won't play on Sunday. He may pinch hit and hit a home run like he did yesterday, but yeah, just do better than me. Learn from my mistakes for sure. But yeah, go back, watch that VORP video. I know I used RotoWire. That is a paid subscription. Maybe you want to pay for that. Maybe you don't. There are other ways to get news. At the recommendation of our friend of the show, Orange Fly, Bob, he recommended the Score app, and you can turn on breaking news for all your players. Now, I have 120 cards, probably 100, maybe 90 players between those cards. Turning on alerts for all 90, maybe not the best idea. But I do turn them on for like the players in my main lineups. And You can turn on breaking news. I'm getting alerts now that Jorge Polanco, got pulled from a rehab start. I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have looked that up. I thought he was coming back. I really wanted to play him in my twin stack with Kepler, but that team is just in shambles right now. And I knew because of the score app. I got it sent straight to my phone. So I would recommend doing that even before checking the other things, because then you get those alerts proactively. And when you're doing research, and especially right now, I got 50 minutes until lock, and I'm going to go back and do that with the rest of my lineup. So I'm going to sign off here in a second. But download the score. Definitely use the roster resource pages on Fangraphs. They're invaluable and they're free. I do recommend signing up for a Fangraphs subscription and helping them pay for stuff, but I don't, so I'm a hypocrite. I would like to. I will probably. Maybe if I could just hit a podium and sell some cards. But yeah, that's that. Do your due diligence. Learn from my mistakes. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Go back, watch the Vorp video. Thanks, Xenophanes, in the comments. Not on this one, on the next one. If you do it on this one, you're not going to get an entry. So head back to the other one, and we'll talk to you on Friday. Hopefully these Giants give me a super rare win. I need a dub. So, all right. Till next time. See ya.